I think I recognize a cricketer, one that I highlighted many, many years ago. I think I've told you that story already. When you made your debut for BT, I don't remember what it was called at the time, Cameron Wireless against Empire, and you were quite impressive. And in my summary, I said in the great degree of excitement, Anthony Morris, write that name down. Well, there are many reasons why you write names down, Anthony, and you have certainly emerged as an outstanding cricket administrator, and you're still enjoying the game and playing a pretty decent level of cricket at this stage. I wouldn't say at this advanced stage because I'm not going to put years on you, but you're obviously enjoying your tour of the of England. How's it been going so far? Welcome, Anthony Morris.
Yeah, everything's been going okay. We've been playing a few matches. We are unbeaten so far on the tour. So the guys are having a really good time so far, along with the spectators that came along.
Okay, so you had a touring party then, so to speak.
Yeah, we have a touring party of 40 persons,
Wow. Okay.
which includes just about 16 cricketers. So all the rest are actually spectators that
Spectators.
join the trip.
Okay. You say you're unbeaten so far. I heard that you had a half century yourself quite recently, recapturing the days of long ago.
Well, unfortunately, it wasn't me. That was my son.
Oh, it was your son. Okay.
Yeah,
So
he played that game. He scored a half century and got a five wicket all as well.
okay, I should have suspected something when I saw. I think they said Anthony Morris, but
I,
I should have
I,
said
I've
Tony.
only faced about 3 balls so far on tour.
Okay, I see. So how is he doing actually? I know he plays. He's a good youth cricketer, and how's his development coming along?
I mean, he's still improving. He's coming on pretty well. Actually,
Mm-hmm.
he's now playing for a club in England.
Mm-hmm. So he's doing that only
So
while you all are there, or this is something that is likely to go on for a period of time?
he got called up this year to replace Nathan Seeley, who had
Okay.
to return home to play for the Barbados on the 19s.
Uh-huh.
So he was actually just here until we come up, and then he would return back with us.
Uh-huh.
But obviously, he has gotten some scores and wickets,
Yeah.
and they decided to extend it to the end of the season.
Mm-hmm. Well, we're gonna have a chat with him, but before we do that, though, I really want to draw something out of you because you really impressed me as a cricket administrator over the past, several seasons with your AMAAS tournament, especially. You also had connections with another major tournament that was held here over the past couple of years. Where does this really come from? The motivation and everything that is involved to be at that level in terms of cricket administration.
I'm actually was doing it for a long time in terms of taking teams on tours from my club.
Mm-hmm.
But just for the fun of it, just to go and play some friendly games overseas, give persons, especially youngsters in the club, the opportunity to play in foreign islands in case the development go to Barbados level and have to
Mm-hmm.
travel, at least they'll have the experience of probably playing in Trinidad or Jamaica, where the wickets and stuff and conditions are different. So
Mm-hmm.
it's all about development for the younger guys. And then obviously when they turn a master and playing and still traveling, I decided, why not extend it as well to the masters? And that's where the over 50s concept pretty much come from, because we didn't have any Barbados ready for guys that age.
Uh-huh.
Because if you don't represent your club, I mean, you're playing against young guys on Saturdays.
Yeah.
So there come a time where you can't really compete with those younger guys all the time, but you still want to play. So why not get a competition for guys that age group? So everybody pretty much on the same level playing field in terms of age. And
And
that's how it all really started.
it's certainly taken off, hasn't it? And what I found from following your tournament is that the guys, yes, there's that social side of it, no two ways about it. But the guys are still very competitive. Winning and performing at a high level still means a lot to them.
Yeah, very much so, because that's how we came up with that competitive spirit within us playing for our clubs. So, I mean, it's still there. And obviously, there's always the bragging rights after the cricket among each other.
Uh-huh.
So, the guys stay very much competitive. I mean, a lot of it right now is mentally, not so much physically. But, some of us still try. And some of us haven't really stopped playing cricket for over the years. I know he was talking yesterday about it, and I told someone there's over 40 years I've been playing nonstop.
Wow.
And some of these guys are only in the 20s.
Yeah.
Right.
So you said your son is with you, and maybe let's find out from him how his stint with the club has been going. But before we bring him in, though, where exactly are you in terms of this Masters competition that you're playing, Masters Tour? Where exactly are
I
you?
hear that one.
Which part of England are you right now?
Oh, we're staying in Birmingham,
Uh-huh.
but today we have a game here in Bromley.
Yeah.
So we're playing today in Bromley. I ain't sure which county it is.
Okay.
I see Leicester saying when it was coming down.
Okay,
We're
so
based right now. We started off in Cardiff, but right now we are based in Birmingham. So we're playing teams from around
that region.
the area pretty much. Yeah.
Okay. Right. So you said your son is with you. Let's have a word with him.
Yeah.
Okay. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. I'll start with apologies and congratulations. I gave your dad credit for your half century. So apologies for that and congratulations on your half century.
Thank you. Thank you.
I understand you've been playing some club cricket over there as well. So tell us about that, who you're playing for and what role actually do you play inside the team?
Right now I'm playing for the Shelton Cricket Club in Shrewsbury. The county is Shropshire. This is my fourth league game. We played 2 midweek games on Tuesdays, T20 games, and the Saturday games are 50 over. So far, I'm playing as a batting all-rounder, batting at number 3, and bowling overs in the middle and in the depth. So far, I've scored 100 and a little bit runs in the 4 games on weekends, and 200 and something overall, including the midweek games of 100 not out and 44 not out. Scored a couple of 40s in the Saturday games and also have about 11 wickets so far in the 6 games overall.
Whenever I've seen you more as a batsman. I've seen you bat quite a bit, but you're an off spinner, just to jog my memory in terms of what you do with the ball.
Yeah, I'm trying to do a bit of both. Try to be a 3-dimensional player, so bring up my hand a bit nowadays.
So when you say 3-dimensional, you're a batsman, you are an off spinner. What's the third one?
And the fielder as
well.
Oh,
okay. We often take that for granted, but that's very important as well. Have you been following the test against South Africa? Have you been following?
I was just checking the scores. I was checking the scores just now on my phone, and I saw they were like 40 something to 3. So West Indies are doing a very good job so far.
Yeah, doing a pretty good job so far. Were you in England for the test series then?
Yes, I was here, but I didn't go and watch any. I watched it online.
Okay. All right. So we know that you had a bit of exposure at the youth level. In terms of in Barbados now, what have you been doing in terms of who you're playing for when you were here? And how is that going?
When I'm in Barbados, I play for the Pickwick Cricket Club. In the T20s, I just try to do whatever job I'm given in the T20s because I don't really bat as early as in the 50 over and 30. And then I bowl a bit of overs whenever necessary in the T20 format. In the 50 over format, which is my favorite, I'm trying to improve each year by scoring more runs that I did the previous year, and also bowl a couple of overs as well.
It's interesting that you say the 50 over is your favorite format. At a time when there's so much discussion about red ball cricket and its future, and the interest that younger cricketers may have in red ball, what is your feeling basically about red ball cricket and maybe having ambitions, possibly playing first class cricket for Barbados or maybe even for someone else, as you have those options nowadays, and maybe even graduating to test cricket? Do you have those sort of thoughts, or you're primarily white ball?
I try not to really focus on a specific format, but growing up, I was mainly into the shorter format because that's what's playing mainly in school cricket and stuff coming up. So that's what I was accustomed to. And then as I got older, I tried to adjust my game in order to suit the red ball format as well. And for Pickwick so far, I got most runs in the first division season, and then the second year I followed it up with a good season as well. So just trying to improve as I go on in the red ball format.
Okay, and before I let you run off, and hopefully maybe follow a bit more what's happening in the test match here, I think you're on a rain break there.
Yeah.
You know, you get so many opinions from all sorts of people. about what should be done to improve the standard of cricket in the Caribbean. And I don't think there's any doubt that improvements are required. It'd be interesting to hear from someone at your stage, still developing as a young cricketer. What are some of the things you think may be good or may be required to help young players like yourself develop and maximize your potential?
Just try to play as much cricket as possible. You can only get better by playing and staying around guys that are older and experienced guys and learning from them as well. So you can never go wrong with playing as much cricket as possible.
What about the conditions and the various tools that one may require, to train effectively and to improve? Do you think that is that a concern, or you're simply believing that maybe playing cricket is the solution?
Training is important as well. Obviously, match stimulation and match games and stuff are the most important. But training, in order to get better, you either have to train for cricket specifically in terms of like hitting balls, bowling balls, and stuff. And there's also gym work and working on fitness, which is a huge part of the game nowadays. You have to be really fit in order to play, especially the long format of the game, Test cricket. And so that's very important as well. So if you're not playing cricket, trying to keep up with fitness, and even if majority of the grounds in Barbados are heavily dependent on the surfaces, the pitches in the middle in order to train. Even if those are not prepared, you can still find something to do in order to get better. Do throwdowns or just little drills that you can do off of the field.
Okay, I'm gonna send a double barrel question at you. You're playing with a club, and I'm gonna ask you first of all, what do you think you have brought to the club that will be an asset to the club? And then the other way around, what have you learned or in the process of learning from having the experience of playing with the club?
What I've brought to the club from what I've seen is the aggressive nature that we play in Barbados, well, in the West Indies. The style of cricket we play are very competitive and aggressive. We actually, like, in terms of batting, we go after the ball and play more aggressively. In terms of bowling, we set more aggressive fields and try to attack the batsman and plan it out and stuff. While up here, it's a bit more calm, I guess I can say. And what I've learned so far is playing in different conditions. Every pitch that I've played on so far compared to back home is green, full of grass compared to back home. So it's a bit different. And then also the weather, trying to catch the ball up here in the cold with your hands freezing, quite different from back home. And then bowling as well as a spinner, there's not much purchase for us in terms of turning the ball compared to back home. So just trying to adjust to the conditions and the environment and being able to adapt and perform in any environments given.
Thanks so much for sharing those thoughts with us, and I wish you the best. Not only playing with the seniors there, but when you go back to those matches with your club, all the best to you and the team.
Thanks for having me.